Okay, so without any further ado, I welcome everybody to today's presentation. And I welcome our guest speaker, Bernice Williams, and I will just give a little bio here, and then Bernice, sorry, I will hand it over to you.
Thanks,
So
Lori.
Bernice Williams is the founder of International Connection and the Queen Bee at Hive Connections Publishing, where she blends her passion for people, storytelling, and entrepreneurship with a focus on building capacity and creating opportunities. Bernice works with organizations and business owners to grow their networks, develop skills, and boost confidence, whether through facilitation, training, international business matchmaking, or one-on-one coaching. She is dedicated to fostering stronger business and communities. Bernice's love for peopling fuels her ability to uncover hidden connections and open doors for growth. Her superpower, collecting stories and connecting people, helping them flourish both personally and professionally. Welcome, Bernice.
Thanks, Lori. I am so excited to be here, folks. I'm doing a little bit of traveling, so you're catching me from a co-working space, so hopefully there won't be too many noise or distractions in the background. But today we're going to talk about AI for everyday entrepreneurs just like you. So welcome everybody. And what I'd love for you to do for me is, first I'll tell you a little bit about me. It's Intentional Connection. Lori did a great job of introducing me with the information I gave her. A few little things on the side. My email address is there if you have any questions. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on YouTube. I have a publishing company as well called Hive Connections Publishing. So I've got a couple of books listed on Amazon if you're looking for some interesting reads about women and women entrepreneurs. They're all women in business books. So today we're going to talk about AI tools and ready to use solutions. We're going to dig in and build your confidence. But what I'd love for you to do to help me out is to introduce yourself. And what I think is the most important piece, I always talk about building resources and networks, is making sure that you get to know each other, not just me as the speaker. So share your contact details, share your resources in the chat. Put your name, your business name, or your business idea, and where you're from. There may be somebody in your neighborhood who needs exactly what you're selling, and your best client might be just in this room. So don't miss that opportunity to share in the chat. I won't read them all out, but I would love for you to post them in there, because then I can look you up afterwards and add you to my LinkedIn if you haven't added me. So without further ado, where are you with AI? I'm curious to know, are you curious? Means you're intrigued but you haven't taken the plunge. Are you cautious, so you're dabbling and you're thinking about it? Or are you, kind of pro and hoping that I've got some extra tips for you? Anybody want to throw in where they are, how they are?
Feel free, you can unmute if you want to.
Yeah, please.
Hi there.
Hi, Denise.
Okay, so I'm just using Instagram and I've started my business in the last 6 months and I've just tried to utilize it from time to time of capturing really what I want to say. That's the only thing I've used it for
Okay.
to this point.
Hopefully, I'm going to open your world up, Denise, to all
Yeah.
kinds of opportunities that you can use it on a regular basis. I have renamed mine Jane to tell you how much I use it. So Jane and I work together, and that's ChatGPT. Anybody else dabbling or using it on a fairly regular basis, or is everybody in the curious, cautious
Tina
stage?
said she's dabbling just from the
Excellent.
chat. Sorry.
Perfect.
I'm Bronwyn.
Bronwyn.
I own a cleaning business. I started just like getting into it for like what I really wanted to say, kind of like what
Yeah.
the other lady said. Sorry, I'm looking while I'm listening to you guys. So I was doing it for like job postings and like a job contract for my new team members.
I love that.
So I kind of just like, but I want to see what more I can do with it.
All kinds more. Hopefully, by the end of this hour, you're going to say, Lori, we need another class. And that's what we were talking about just before you came in. So what I'd love for you to do is think about that as we go along and help Lori design a few classes. And I'm willing to come back and talk about things, because an hour is not enough time for us to explore all of the options. But I wanted to make sure that you had a few tools in your toolbox to walk away with and start right away and move you from curious and cautious to dabbling and hopefully loving it as much as I do. All right. So technology and I are only part-time friends. Sometimes this stuff works for me and sometimes it don't. So we're gonna play along with the pieces. So hopefully you remember as we go along that you're the magic, right? None of this works without your input. So it's your unique perspective and creativity that will always be essential in this. As I write, and I've built up, I have the paid version of ChatGPT. So we've got quite a rapport going back and forth, and they're starting to get to know my personality and what I like. And I'll say, I like this, but I don't like that. And they remember those things better than my significant other does, if you know what I mean. So AI will also help free your time so that you get to work in your zone of genius. It's to take the tasks off your list that you don't like to do, right? So if you keep that in mind, that's the whole purpose there. And you can delegate the routines and focus on the high volume or the high paying work, right? I work with a lot of women entrepreneurs who are artisans and crafters and creators, and they're not marketers. So we use the tools for marketing or for the things that they don't like, okay? Contracts, I think Bronwyn mentioned as well. And AI can't replace you. It won't replace you because it's meant to be a tool to enhance your capabilities. And we're going to look at this today with the lens of we're creating for good. There's lots of things that AI does out there for bad, but that's not, we're not discussing that today. We're not bringing that into the conversation. We're going to focus on the good and how to use this for the best of your ability in your business. And Lori's watching the chat. If you guys have any questions, slow me down, unmute, jump in. This is meant to be as interactive as possible. I don't want to just talk at you today. I like chatting with you. So I picked 4 that were actually 5. There's a bonus one at the end, but these are the 4 kind of prominent ones that I am using on a fairly regular basis and that I wanted to share with you. So first we'll dig into ChatGPT. It's the one that people kind of know a little bit about, but not quite sure how to make it work to the best of their capacity. So that's the biggest focus today is how do you make ChatGPT do what you want it to do and sound like you? Perplexity is a great research tool. We're going to dig into that just a little bit as to why I like that versus Google and how it elevated my research levels. Proposify, for those of you, Bronwyn, you mentioned contracts, anybody who's doing proposals, RFPs, all of those things that you have to rinse and repeat, you've got to put the same information. This is a tool that I love, and it's Canadian, which is even better. It comes from Nova Scotia, just like me. And the last one here is Fixer. This is the gift I give myself. I will show you why. It is an admin team that is beyond, and I'm super loving it. So those are the 4 kind of key pieces that we're going to talk about today as we go through. And if at any point in time you have questions, just slow me down, stop me. So ChatGPT, otherwise known as Jane in my world, because like I said, we've had a conversation literally about what shall I call you, and so I get tongue-tied saying it, ChatGPT, so I just call her Jane. And I wake up in the morning when I start my day, I say, "Good morning, Jane," and Jane says, "Good morning, Bernice. What are we working on today?" So she is really and truly like my assistant, and we've gotten there through all of the things that we've done together back and forth. So I use her for content creation. So I heard a few of you say, I'm trying to get the right words or the right language or the right message, right? So blog posts, social media content. I also use her for customer support. So when you get that question that you're going, oh, how do I answer this? Or frequently asked questions. We've recently done, because I'm doing a proposal for a new book, I went through and got her to help me craft what would be the most important questions that someone might ask if they're writing a collaboration book, and what does that look like? So she thought of questions that I hadn't thought of, and I pulled those out of there. I also help draft reply templates, right? So anything that I can template, I can do, I can make it quick. I love those things because it makes it so much easier to just rinse and repeat. In our business, we need as much time back in our lives as possible. So when somebody else can do this work, it makes it so much easier. And I'm going to give you some examples, and we're going to actually try this. And I'm going to close this screen. We're going to open up chat. You're going to see it working in action. So creating troubleshooting guides is another one. And then business development. So generate innovative product ideas, explore new market opportunities, and draft business plans. Anybody had to write one of those business plans? Anybody who's through the self-employment benefits program, sometimes they feel like a lot of guesswork. So what I love about this is
I
that
did. I used it for my business plan. I needed
Yeah.
to get some grants. And I had no clue how to write a business plan. So I put in all my information and it literally sounded like I wrote it.
right. And the more we teach it,
And it was amazing.
yeah. And it thinks of things outside the box. I actually ask her oftentimes and I'll say to her, can you think outside the box on this with me? This is what I want you to do. And I'll show you that in just a couple minutes. Thanks, Bronwyn, for chiming in. So it's like garbage in, garbage out, right? Any good content, comes from what you put into it. So what we're going to talk about today is crafting those amazing prompts and teaching it to do the work for us. So you got to give it clear instructions, right? That's your prompt. You want to do it interprets your request. So if it gets it wrong, tell it. No, that's not quite what I had in mind. And you get exactly what you need. I love, Brahman, that you said it sounded exactly like I wrote this. And that's the best part. So here's a couple of examples of what people might put in. Write a blog post about marketing. What's bad about that in your mind? Somebody, anybody? Unmute, shout at me.
It's
Not
really,
enough direction.
Not enough direction.
it's very
There's no
broad.
context
Vague.
of, yeah.
Yeah, it's vague, it's very broad, there's no context. So too vague, no audience, no format, no specifications, right? So good, we get, oh, write a blog for women entrepreneurs. Okay, about what? Right? Again, has a target audience, but lacks format and specific details. So this one says, write a friendly and encouraging blog for new women entrepreneurs feeling overwhelmed by marketing. 3 steps, story opening, motivating close. Right? So you can see how you're still getting a blog post about marketing. If you put in write a blog about marketing, ChatGPT would spit something out. Right? It is designed to respond to the information you put in. It will spit something out. But as we go through and change these, then we get more information and the right information, right?
Bernice, there is a question. Are
Please.
these specific to paid chat GPT only, like learning your personality, etc.?
Some of those are, it does create a memory. The memory is bigger when you have the paid version than the not paid version, but it will still start to get to know your style, even on the free version when you're logging in, because you log in with your email address. So even when you're logging in on the free version.
Okay, and I should ask you this just in case they have to make notes. Someone was asking if you were going to provide the slides or
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll provide the slides if you send it to me, and
Yep.
if everybody just sends me an email making a difference at peril.ca, I'll put it in there or reply to the link I sent you. I'll send you the slides out. And sorry, go ahead.
Nope, that's perfect. Yeah, there's nothing in here that isn't shareable, and nothing in here that I wouldn't want you to know afterwards. So if it's easier to listen, then by all means. So how to upgrade your prompts? You want to know the who, what, and the how. So think about it. Who's the audience, right? The content, the desired tone and style. So you can say, write in Seinfeld's style. You can say, write it in a professional, courteous style. You can say, write it in a warm and encouraging style. You can say, write poetically for me, right? You can say, write in a sexy romance if that's the message that is important to you, right? If you're selling lingerie or bath products or self-care products, right? That might be the message tone that you want, right? So this one is write for new entrepreneurs about time management in a motivational style. So your who, what, and your how. keeping those in mind, then you want to shape the outfit. So request specific formats that serve your purpose. So format it as a bulleted list or create a 5-minute speech. So when I do my training, I will put in all the inputs. Here's what we're talking about today. And I will say, design me an outline for my PowerPoint presentation. Right? And then she gives me a little outline. I copy and paste it into the magic piece that I'm going to save for a bonus to show you how these come out. Now, I will share with you, because we're going to get there in a minute, that these photos are AI generated. They're terrible at words. They're terrible at spelling. So I left them in there on purpose. Normally I would edit this, but you can see on the side that those aren't real words, right? In my picture. And I want you to know that I did that on purpose, so that you could see the pros and cons of AI. It's good at some things and not good at others. The other thing it's not good at is hands when it does pictures. Sometimes you have an arm here and here, and I'm not quite sure why, but it doesn't do hands and arms well, or words yet. Invite clarifying questions. So I often say to Jane, I said, ask me any questions that you need to make this correct for you. Okay. How are you feeling about this so far? Want to give it a try? Here's the prompt, and you can, I think I can copy it. No, I can't, of course. So I want you to try it on your own. Hello, ChatGPT. I want you to help me determine the top 10. I've put a number in there. Fears or doubts. You can put in false beliefs of my audience. So be women entrepreneurs in this case, about AI in the last 6 months. Give me an example about each. And then the next thing we're going to do is turn every negative belief into a positive belief with examples. So I'm going to stop share this screen and share my desktop. So if you bear with me just a sec, because like I said, technology and I. There we go. I'm going to go to my desktop, ignore all my. So I am in the paid version. So I'm going to actually go into an incognito tab. Can everybody still see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
could
can.
see it. Yeah, we see you
Okay.
typing into the,
Perfect. So
Yeah.
we're in ChatGPT. So this is not me signed in. Okay, so we're just doing it. So now I have to go back and look at the post. I know these off by heart until I don't. All right. Anybody want to share their business, and we'll make this a real one? Top 10 fears. Who's your ideal audience? Somebody give me an ideal audience.
I can try.
Okay.
I am working on a workshop for women in business. So I'm thinking about like how to cater specifically to women. So fears about business, money, and things like that. And then like a self-limiting beliefs about money, business, like biases out there, the structural racism, structural.
Money and business. So I want you to help me determine the top 10 fears or doubts, false beliefs of my audience, women in business or entrepreneurs, about money and business in let's say the last year. Okay. Anything else that you would say more than money and business that I could put in there?
I guess confidence.
How's that sound? So money and business and money confidence.
Mhm.
Okay. So we're going to throw it in. She's doing a little research for us. So she's coming up with some significant barriers: fear of failure, imposter syndrome, fear of doubt, undercharging for services, belief that they must work twice as hard, fear of success, lack of access to funding, fear of letting others down. Boy, does this sound familiar. Scarcity mindset, lack of financial literacy. Okay, so then what we want to do is turn every negative belief into a positive with examples. So if we go back to this, I use my manners here. The reason is they've done some studies, and it was really interesting. They had a person with autism who doesn't use any emotions type in the same question as a person who uses all the please and thanks. And again, it's input in and input out. The person who wasn't using any emotional context got a very flat and very non-emotional answer. The person who was using the please and the thank yous and all the gratitude and all of those things, they got a very gracious kind of answer. So, and I'm curious, can you turn every negative belief into a positive belief with examples? I am working on a series of workshops and want to overcome the challenges. And I always end with, do you need any additional information? Or you can right? Just like you're having a conversation with a real assistant, you need any more information? Do you have any clarifying questions? So look, the clarifying questions. This makes me go, oh, what does she need to know? So sounds like a powerful workshop series. Turning limiting beliefs into empowering truths is such a key transformation. See, there's still a bit of me in here because I like that motivational piece. You're doing a good job, Bernice. Especially for women in business. I'd love to help you frame each of those beliefs in a positive, actionable way that can serve as both mindset shifts and workshop themes. Before I start flipping each into a positive with examples, here's a few clarifying questions. So let's answer them. Your target audience detail. Are your workshops mainly for early stage entrepreneurs, established business owners, or a mix? Do you want to answer that for me?
So, it's a mix. I
Mix.
teach them at the Toronto Public Library, so it's usually a mix. Workshop format in person,
Perfect.
tone and style, maybe a little bit of like informative, uh, personal, and inspiring.
Okay. Your
Yeah,
branding.
practical too.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, and practical.
Yeah. Branding theme. No, I don't have a name for it. I was just gonna call it.
You don't have a name?
No, I don't have a name.
So I would love some name suggestions that will attract women who need this information. Make them work, right? I don't have a name. That's a good question. So what's the name? What should the name be? Call to actions or exercises. Would you like a short reflection question or exercise for each belief? Yes, please.
What
Wow, I never
I
thought of
think,
it.
yeah, and maybe like a one page on how to flip your beliefs, like a template for them to use.
Could we create a template? How does that sound? Could we create a template for them to share their myths or fears and then flip them as the presentation goes forward? And again, you're
Is there
talking
any
to,
way you can
to,
make the
to
screen big?
someone or something. Oh, that's a good question. Oops, no, that didn't work. Hang on, I think I've shared you guys twice. I'm gonna stop share. Unfortunately, I don't think I can.
Okay.
I apologize for that. So I'll read them through as I go along so you can get them, and the recording will be there so you can slow it down and pause.
I'll also mention that if I close my chat screen, it gets a little bigger.
Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. So my last comment is, does this answer your questions? And can we go ahead? You don't have to put the can we go ahead. Yeah, that's perfect. That gives me everything I need to tailor this to your audience vision. Here's what we'll do next. Workshop Foundation, flip the script, empower your money and business confidence. It's a working title, more names, options at the end. So she's telling me, yes, I heard you, and I'm going to give you this. Right? And so she's gone, we'll turn each of the 10 limiting beliefs into positive belief and provide real life inspired example with and end with a reflection prompt or activity. Plus, I'll include a myth to truth template for your participants to use during the workshop to work through their own mindset. So you can see, I might fail, so why try? Empowering belief, failure is feedback, not a final verdict. And she gives an example. Sarah finally launched her tech app after realizing that every great entrepreneur fails forward. Her beta launch revealed what to fix. Her next version went viral. Reflection prompt. What would you try if you knew failure was just part of learning? Amazing, right? So you can go through, you can see that they have given real life examples of what's happening for women. Now you've got, there's your participant template, limiting belief I have, where did this belief come from, new empowered belief, what will I do differently now? Here's some workshop title ideas. Flip the script, rewrite your money story. Power and profit, a confidence reset for women in business. She means business, confidence, cash flow, and clarity. Worth it, women, wealth, and what's next. Money moves, mindset mastery for women entrepreneurs. Right? It's fun. Those are fun titles. I would lean in and going, what? Worth it, women, wealth, and what's next? Holy cow, that's me, right? And I'm putting my hand up. And then once you have these pieces, you say to her, okay, now I need a little blurb to share with Pero so that Pero can do some promotion for me, or with the library, or with the whoever you're working with to get this out in front of women. What would be the, the hook, right? So you can see very quickly, in a matter of about 8 minutes, we've done the outline for you. And I will save this and email it to you if you send me a message at my email so that you get the exact prompt. I'll send it to Lori if you're okay with sharing. I know we did it as one specific example, but what I want you to learn is the prompts, right? And I want you to go back and look at the prompts so that when you do your own, you can just take out, oh, so I'm not talking about women in business. I'm talking about massage therapy and the top 10 fears for attending massage therapy or a chiropractor or whatever your business might be, right? This works on every business because you're just asking them. And a couple of the other things I do, if I was writing, so let's just add another question in here. I have to write a business plan for this business idea. Can you be a business plan expert with years of experience providing financing? If I could type and spell, that would be good. Financing for women entrepreneurs. Knowing the challenges that come up. Can you support? No, can you write an executive summary for this business? So that's just one piece. What other information do you require? So again, I'm saying, okay, now you understand what I'm doing. Then they're gonna say, okay, executive summary. What's the business model? Who's the target audience? What's your unique value proposition? What's your vision, mission, values? And now that you have, I say, what other questions do you need? It's really what other questions should I be answering in this, right? She will always give you questions. Always, always, right? So if we go through all of those, we can build your whole business plan out based on wherever you want to start and the more information you give her.
Something
Okay.
that I've done in the past is when I'm doing a workshop, I always ask, what are some frequently asked questions? So if there are no questions, I already have questions that people are going to ask. And then I say, okay, answer those questions too. So I have questions and answers.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can do your own frequently asked questions. If I was delivering this workshop, what questions do you think women would have? Right? Anybody else want to be a sample? Because I think it's, whoops, cancel. I don't want to clear the chat. I want to start a new one. Well, I'm going to open another tab with ChatGPT in it so that I don't lose these. I want to save these for you.
I can be an example.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Try not to get into my my paid version because I want you to experience the free version. All right, Ms. Bronwyn, you tell me what we're doing. Are we using the same prompt? Do you want to start there, or is there something else that you want me to test for you and
Oh.
show you how it works?
Oh, I don't even know.
All right, so tell me 2 minutes. Give me your elevator pitch, what your business is, and then I'm going to try a couple of things.
Okay. A cleaning company, we employ moms to be able to allow them to have a working environment that they can still be with their children, with their growth for school when they're sick. And we love to help families. I'm always about, okay, what doesn't a mom or a dad want to do when we are cleaning their homes, wiping those fingerprints off the walls, getting the sticky fingerprints off your tables, all your fingerprints or your dog marks, animal marks off your windows. Those are things we don't, as moms, want to do. So I'm always attention to detail when I'm cleaning your homes. Going those
So as you were
extra
talking,
miles. Yeah. Going those extra miles for our clients, always doing those little extras, even though you don't see it, I'm always doing something for you on top of your regular cleans.
so would your ideal client be women?
Families, like that's my ideal. Families in
Who
older
makes the decisions?
makes
Is it
decisions.
Yeah, so who's paying you? Who picks up the phone and calls you, right?
Oh, moms.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I did there, so I have a cleaning company. I'm passionate about supporting families, both in the work we offer and the people we hire. We pay attention to the details as if we were the best mom ever taking care of the family. Can you help me write 10 social media posts for Facebook? The goal is to craft a message that speaks to our care and our client and our ideal client, women and families, busy moms who need an extra hand. I want you to tap into your expertise, Jane's expertise, ChatGPT's, as a social media marketer
Sorry, turn off the music so you can
and
hear me.
mompreneur. Okay. So
Yeah.
that sounds a little bit like you, a mompreneur. You need a social media. Oh, it's gonna. Oh, hang on. It did it.
I didn't even think ChatGPT could do that.
Yeah, right. Your home, your heart. We clean like the best mom ever lives here. When we walk into your home, we see more than dust and dishes. We see the baby's first steps, your dinner table memories, your chaos, and your calm. We're here to make your space feel like a breath of fresh air. Who wouldn't hire you for that? Can you come over today? Hey, Mama, you're the chef, chauffeur, counselor, and chaos coordinator. You deserve to come home to clean. Let us take cleaning off your list so you can focus on what truly matters. Drop a heart if you ever wanted a cleaning fairy godmother. Right?
Those are cool. I never even thought to even ask ChatGPT to do those.
We clean like we care because we do. We don't just tidy up, we fold, scrub, we fold with care, scrub with love, and treat your space like it's our own. Every cleaning is done with intention and heart because you're not just a client, you're a family. Tag a mom who could use a little extra TLC this week. Geez, you should be. I'm gonna send these to you. I promise. I'll send them
Okay,
all
yeah,
to
I'm
Lori.
definitely using those. I come up with things, but like I don't come up with that wording.
Right. But so because we put in the ideal client, right?
Yep,
And we talked about we clean like the best mom ever, right? So
yep,
it's very mom. So the more garbage in, garbage out, the more
yep.
details you can give, the better the prompts are that come back, right? Now, okay, let's amplify this. So, would you like me to help pair these with photos or Canva graphics? It's not great at that. It offers to do it all the time. It's not really great. I will legit tell you, don't.
Yep.
I tried a couple of things and it didn't come through, and I said, Jane, this isn't working for me. Let's not do this again. So, okay, I like these. But what would happen if we amplified these to get dad's attention for Mother's Day gift coming up? Yes, that's a smart move. Dads are prime decision makers around Mother's Day, especially the ones who want to get it right, but don't always know how. Let's take your beautiful mom-centered messaging and amplify it into a few gift-inspired dad-targeted posts. Focus on helping them win Mother's Day by giving the gift of time, peace, and a clean home. Here are 7 Facebook posts to speak to dads. Okay? Mother's Day is coming up. There's your work done. Don't buy her another bath bomb. PSA to all dads. You know what's better than a bath bomb? A bathroom she didn't have to clean. Right? Any women in here saying, yes, yes, pick me. I want that.
Yeah.
Dear dads, we've got your back. Clean house, happy spouse. Mother's Day MVP move, right? You've done flowers, you've done brunch. Now it's time for the Mother's Day MVP move. Give her a spotless home cleaned by people who care like family. Gift cards available, easy to book. No vacuuming required on your part, right? You
Yeah.
win Mother's Day. What do you think?
Those are things I would never think of. So it's so great. Like you can use it to like think of things you would never
That's what
think
I
of.
wanted today. I want to push you out of the think about it into the
And like I feel I'm in that era, like before Gen Z, where like that's plagiarism. So like I never thought until my small business lady told me, like, have you ever tried Chat GPT? Like you make her do your business plan. And I'm like, oh, I never thought of that because when we were younger, you do something like this and it was plagiarism,
So the reason
right?
it's not plagiarism here is she can't work without your input. So
Exactly. Yeah.
what I write, Brodwin, is going to be different than what Lana writes and Elizabeth writes
Yes.
and Lori writes, right? Everything is going to be different based on your input. There's so many changes here. So the more creative you get, and the words I love is amplify. What happens when
Yep.
you amplify this, right? So
Yep.
she's like, oh, you want me to take it up a notch? Let's take it up a notch, right?
Yeah.
So These are fun. I love playing with her because we come up with all kinds of creativity. Some I use, some I don't. I mentioned that I'm traveling right now. I'm doing a road trip. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I do two posts. I do a LinkedIn post and a Facebook post because I have two audiences. One is my family and friends on my Facebook page, and they just want to know, are you still alive? And are you the van at -3? Yes, I
Oh,
am.
Bernice?
LinkedIn, I'm a business person. I do training. So they're wondering, like, where are you and what's this adventure? Okay. Did I freeze or did you freeze? Open. Okay, good. Are we still there? Everybody's moving again. I see people moving, so I'm assuming you can hear me.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know
we
what?
can.
It went
You went
kind of
away for a little
crazy for a
bit.
bit. Sorry, but we can
Okay.
hear you now.
Excellent. So my thing is I was talking about two posts, one for LinkedIn and one for Facebook. So I take the Facebook post that I write and I say, okay, what's the business message that we could pull from this? What's the lesson I learned today and how can we turn it into a LinkedIn post? Right? Because they're two different audiences. I'm speaking two different languages. So I put the emotional lovey-dovey, oh my gosh, and the oh, that was a stupid move, into Facebook for my friends and family. And then I change it around with Jane's help to write it so you can follow me along on LinkedIn, what lessons I'm learning. And I don't post as often on LinkedIn. So let's go back to, can you see my PowerPoint again?
Yeah, we see it says exercise on that
Yep.
one. Yeah.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay. So we've worked through this and I'm really see how quickly an hour goes when you start playing with this stuff. It is so much fun. So I want to be cognizant and make sure I give you a few more tools. So I'm going to skip over the write content for my business, write social media content for an accounting firm, write 3 LinkedIn posts, right? Tell it where it's going. Because Instagram is different than Facebook is different than, right? Tell it who the audience is. Tell it to bring its expertise in whatever field you want it to be an expert in, whether that's social media marketing, okay? Perplexity is your new research assistant. If you haven't tried Perplexity, it's really amazing. And the reason why, and again, I'm going to see if I can stop share and pull it up for you. Perplexity, minimize. Perplexity, so top 10 fears of women in business. What I love about this versus putting this into Google is it will, every one of these these little numbers will tell you exactly where it found that information. So it is synthesizing. If you want to know who your competition is, you can say, who would be my competitors for a cleaning business in XYZ town, right? It will do, it searches through, but it gives you the reference points.
Here's a
That's
question.
please.
What about, say, market research? So,
Yep.
I'm in design and I'm looking at possibly going into, say, the bedding market. You've got, you know, bedding, duvet covers, that kind of stuff. Can it do market research for me? Because we've got a huge, Hudson's Bay is going out of business now, and I think there's gaps in the market, in my opinion, but there a way to identify that?
Okay, so I need to do some market research on bedding and duvets. I believe there are gaps in the market in Canada. Can you help me identify the changes?
And eco-friendly, an eco-friendly solution. That's huge.
There we go. On eco-friendly bedding and
Textiles,
duvets.
yeah. Eco-friendly textiles, yeah.
Okay, so can I take out bedding and duvets and just put textiles?
Yeah, textile and I guess bedding, yeah, whatever.
Okay. So it's going to search and see what's out there. And you can see where it's looking. It starts to show you as it's scrolling through eco-fretting, marketing gaps. It may be a lot of US information because some of these are heavy US, but forecasts growth from 3.12 billion to 10.4 by 2035. Half Canadians are willing to pay more for environmentally friendly products.
Would
See
you be
gaps
able
in
to send me that?
Absolutely. All of these I will share, I will download, and I will send to Lori. So everybody will get to see the prompt, because it's the prompt that makes a difference, right? And I want you to see what information I wrote in, so what result I got. So the
Thanks.
more information you give it, the more it comes back to you.
Thank you.
Awesome question. I love that. So that's just a snippet of Perplexity and all the things, but you can do your competitor insights. You can do trend spotting, like what are the upcoming trends, right? How can you forecast? Proposify, this is the one that is designed in Halifax. It looks like this when you go into it. I had grabbed a couple screenshots. If you are doing a lot of proposals, I can't recommend this enough. They've got a tracking system in here that will allow you to go in. It is paid program, it's not free, but you can see how many times it opens. The newest version, they're looking at how many, where they spend the most time. So if you've done a proposal and they spend the most time on the budget, or they spend the most time on the access service, like what you're doing, the scope of work, right? Where are they spending the most time? So this is Proposify. So they say 2 times the close rate, 17 minutes is the average proposal. I don't know if you've ever written a proposal, but they're friggin' long and painful. And sometimes the level of detail is agonizing. But once you've started using this, it's easy to copy and paste from one to the next and to do some outlines.
Here's a question.
Please.
With business startups and grants in particular and funding, there's a lot of proposals. Is that a tool that would
Absolutely.
work? Would be best,
Absolutely.
meaning
It
be
did-
best for that application?
The only challenge I would say to you in there, Denise, is some of those grants, you need to submit a form in there, like it might be a Word document. This creates its own document version. It can be saved as a PDF, but you can build all the pieces and the tools in there and then download it and save it. But when you actually use this, there's a place where they can just go in and sign the contract. Right.
Okay.
So
I guess I'm just thinking, they will obviously want it in certain forms, with the grants, and you want it attractive within that very, very concise. So in other words, that program could solidify that,
Yeah.
for you and make a difference is all.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Fixer, this is the gift I give myself. Ladies, this has changed my world. I'm about 3 months into my Fixer. So Jane and I chat on a regular basis, but Fixer lives in my email. This is how it categorizes everything. And I just did a quick screenshot. So it gives a notification. Every one of these to respond, note that it has a draft, except for when it's me. And I answered that one, so it's not there. But if it says to respond, those are the ones that need urgent access. Like that's what I'm looking at first. Because there's a question in there that I asked me something, and the draft is already drafted for me, the first, and it's really good at managing who I am. So I sign to my friends, Cheers B, where I would sign in the business one, respectfully, Bernice, or Cheers, Bernice. Like it will match that based on the communication that we've had in the past and how formal or informal it should be.
Is this
But
a paid
It is.
application?
It is a paid. It also has it has access to my meetings, so my schedule. So somebody sent me, are you still available to meet today? And they wrote back and said, oh, I'm sorry. So it went through and said, look, here's your spaces. This is where you could put that meeting in. Do you want to pick one of these?
Does it have a schedule in it?
It does. Yeah.
Oh,
So
it
it's
has. Oh,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
linked into my Gmail, to my Google Calendar. So that's why it knows that these are the things that are happening, right? So y'all know I take tarot lessons on Mondays, right? Like, so it's there, but it shows you easily what's available in my schedule,
Wow.
right? The other thing it does is it's got one of the bots that would come into my Zoom meetings. I have it set up so it'll come into a Zoom meeting that I've started, that I've organized. So it takes notes and it drafts, it gives me a summary within minutes of me hanging up the Zoom. I'll have a draft of the summary of the conversation and a drafted email. Thanks, Denise. It was great to meet you today. We talked about this, this, and this. My next steps are, and I'll follow up soon. And it just does a quick draft. So it's got everything there and it has an audio recording. And I can get a transcript, but it does a nice summary for me as well. So usually what I do when I'm in meetings that I'm recording, I say, these are my action items, 1, 2, 3. And so that I know that it's recorded and it spits it back at me, 1, 2, 3. Here's the things we talked. It's a nice summary too, to get into the business practice of here's what we talked about. I could go on for days, ladies, but I know that I'm going to run out of time. So I'm going to skip this one. What I would recommend you do, grab a screenshot of this. Choose a task, pick a tool, write a prompt, and share your results. Right? I'd love if we had time. We did a little bit of it as a group exercise so everybody could see the results, but do a screenshot of this, share them with me, shout them out. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What worked? Do you need some help with a better prompt? Send me a prompt and I'll show you how to change it. Ask ChatGPT, what more information do you need? But I don't want to go away without you seeing this. This is Gamma. And so we're going to take what we did today and I'm going to turn it into a PowerPoint presentation in about 30 seconds or less. So this is what Gamma looks like. There is a free version and a paid version. I do have the paid version. I like all the bells and whistles. So it does presentations, documents, social media, websites. So I'm going to go back to our ChatGPT and in the incognito windows. Oh, tell me I didn't close those. All right, I'm going to go back to, just give me a second. Sorry about that. Close that one. So let's do, I'm just going to copy this for the sake of having something to share in there. So because I want you to see how quickly Gamma works before we run out of time.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Ask
Charmaine
away.
just asking if Perplexity is free.
Yeah, Perplexity is free. Okay, I'm going to try it one more time. There we go. So I don't have everything in here, but we're going to go into Gamma. The challenge with Gamma, the free version gives you 8 cards. So we're going to create a new, I'm going to paste in the text. So I already have the information. Oh, tell me, I grabbed one word. Let's see. There we go. So there's all the things that were in there that I copied and pasted, right? So what I want her to do, or what I want them to do, we could do it as a web page, a presentation, a document. Let's do a document around this. You want to make it pretty. And this is how, so it took everything that I shared. It's all in there. Okay, so we can take out this. We're going to delete that because we've got to the conclusion. Okay, so your key gaps and opportunities. We want to condense it. We want the information per card to be medium. You can see where I'm choosing those on the side. And it's going to create 8 cards automatically. Let's take it down to 6. Okay, 6 pages of information.
Are you
We're
gonna
gonna-
add images?
I'm not. It
Oh,
is. Watch.
Okay, well,
So
okay.
then we get to pick a theme.
Mm,
So you got dark themes or light themes. Okay. So we're gonna pick the pistachio today because I'm feeling a little green. And we're gonna click generate. And it is gonna do its thing and it will show you. Here it is, pulling the information. Now, if we were doing a PowerPoint, it would give you more
Is
images.
Gamma a paid one?
This is the free version that we're on right now. The free version is 8 sheets or 8 pages. The paid version, you can do more. So I think the cost of this was $100. So that's what it did. So if you had to do a presentation to a board of directors, it put the pictures in and you just click on share and you can export it as a PDF. So export to PDF. And it's going to save that so that I can send it to you. And then I'm going to do one more version of this. So, I'm just going to move you guys out of the way. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to go create new. I'm going to go paste in text. So this is the exact same information. I'm going to delete that again. So I'm pasting in the exact same information. This time we're going to do a presentation. And I know I only have 2 minutes left. We're going to condense the information. We're going to do brief. We don't want all of that layers of detail in there. We're going to do it in 8 cards because that's the free version. We're going to go back and I'm going to pick the same. Oh, we've got a few more options. Let's do Dune. I'm going to keep it simple. And then you'll see how quickly it'll do the presentations. And you'll know that I cheated and did these presentations with this for this class, because why not use AI when you're teaching about AI? So you can't see the pictures yet, but when it finishes, if you're watching on the side here, you can see it's adding pictures in. So where it's working here, when it goes to the next one, it's still finishing up above. But in how many minutes or seconds should we say? Sustainable textile
Wow.
opportunities.
Can you send that to
Recycling.
me?
You sure can.
I appreciate it. That
Right?
would be appreciated.
You know, I've always noticed when it comes to pictures of women in business, there's a lack of them. Like up,
Yeah.
yeah, have you noticed that, Bernice?
Yes, absolutely. So I would go in and you can edit image. So I would say women policymakers. I like the Dune, and then generate, and it'll give me 4 options or 3 options. Right? So you can edit any of these in there and then you can edit again and it'll give you some options. It's taken a couple of seconds. So there you go. So you can replace, right? So you just have to decide what's important, right? You could do that. Or you could do, right? So then it shows you what it looks like in there. See?
Wow.
I didn't spend a lot of time. You have to watch. These are the ones that I always watch the hands on, because sometimes I get hands in wonkiest places. And that's why I didn't edit the one I did today, because when you put words in, it makes a mess. But isn't that beautiful picture to
Wow.
talk about,
Yeah, it is.
right? Ladies, it's 12 o'clock. My time is done, but oh my gosh, I have so much fun and I have so many more things to share. But it's just one tool, one prompt, one step forward. Like take an action, try this stuff, play with it. That's questions. There I
Will you be
am.
doing like a second level one?
You talk to Lori and that's, I
Okay.
said to Lori, I said, I'll ask the questions. I can't see the chat until I stop share. So I'm going to stop share. I'm happy to stay for a couple of more minutes and ask questions. This is just the tip of the iceberg of the amazing things you can do. An hour, I needed to give you, kind of 4 tools, and that baby bonus of Gamma is my best friend. I love this stuff. I'm here as a resource. I'm not an expert in that I know every single AI, but I play with them all.
Mm.
And I'm looking for something to make my life easier. I really am doing a cross Canada road trip for the next 3 months. So I'm living out of a van. I need all the tools I can get. Right. So,
Well,
ladies,
thank you. It was
questions?
amazing.
Yeah, I just want to
Yay!
say thank you so much. This was really, it's a hot topic right now, and this was really informational. So I would love to have you back, and I'm sure everybody would love to have you back.
Yeah.
So maybe we could, I don't know, is it something that you need to hear from them, like what the next topic would be, or is it something that you and I should just have a chat about and book you in?
I'd love to hear, thoughts and processes if there's something specific that I can bring to the table, but I have a whole repertoire of things that I can bring back to you.
I
And
think
say, here's the tools.
I mean, it's good today that you had some mostly free one, or there's a free version, because I think that's so important when you're starting up in business before you've got the cash flow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really appreciate.
I try really hard to stay in the free version, but sometimes I love them so much that I'm using them beyond the free capacity. So I always, but I try to pull in, that's why I use the piece on the other side. But I will share everything that I did today with
you.
Lori. I'll download it. I will send it off. I may have made a mistake when I did the other side, but I'm sure I can go back and find them when I did the
Mm.
but I'll go back and recreate
They
them the
they
best I
showed
can.
when you clicked on it, they were in the drop down boxes.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Ladies, thank you so much. Please find me on LinkedIn. Reach out if you have any questions that I didn't get to answer today. Ask away. If there's anything, Lori, you'll save the chat.
Yeah, I saved it here.
Excellent, because I don't seem to be able to for some reason.
Thank you for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
It's excellent.
Perfect. We got everybody to the end, so that's always a good sign.
Well, thanks
Thanks,
everybody for
everyone.
joining us. Really appreciate it. And thanks again, Bernice. This was fabulous. So we look forward to booking you in, hopefully in June.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks,
Good.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.